How much wood does it take to make a 1 foot by 1 foot panel?
Mm, that's a good question. Actually, it depends on the type of the crop or the material or the vegetable that we would be using. Because different. If you were able to see some of the photos of my work, there are actually different colors, and different colors originated from different kinds of fruits and vegetables. So it actually depends. Some fruits you can only use about maybe less than a pound to create a 1 by 1 square foot of a material, but some would actually need more amounts of other fruits and vegetables because different fruits and different vegetables have they differ in the amount of particles that we can extract from them. So it actually varies. And but I think one of the most wonderful things that we are developing right now is how we can create the plastic-like material essentially from anything that decomposes or any biodegradable waste. So in that manner, we are not selective of what kind of fruit or vegetable we would use, but eventually any type of waste we can use it now. And for that, I think a 1 square foot of panel would actually need about, I think, 300 to 400 grams of biodegraded waste. So yeah, that's much.
Yeah, that was a great question. Okay, we've got lots of questions here.
I was wondering, how do you get them to be like colored but also clear?
Mm, that's a good question. Um, so if we would be using maybe some type of microscope, what we would see is that essentially there are two parts. So it's the substrate, and then there is the solar cell. So let's focus on the substrate because that's the thing that's the same thing that's colored and the same time a bit transparent. So the substrate, or what they say as the glass part, is actually composed of two more parts, and that is the resin and the particle. So the particles is the one that we get from the crops, and these particles convert ultraviolet light into visible light. So the next is the resin, and this one sort of holds the whole particles in place. So essentially, what we do to create the transparent at the same time colored effect is we ratio the amount of particles and the amount of resin, and it also depends on the type of application. There are certain buildings that would rather use something that's more I say colored or more as a heavier color, because at the same time it would also help them from blocking some of the sunlight that's entering the room. And actually it's a case to case basis. In the Philippines, we usually use heavily tinted windows because of too much sunlight in our area. But we are also now developing some ways on how we can separate the particles on specific areas so that the panel would essentially be clear, but at the same time, it can still harvest UV rays and convert it to electricity. So a short answer to that, it's the dispersion or the amount of particles in the substrate that makes it clear or makes it more colorful. So, yeah.
I had another question. How do you get them to be flexible and durable at the same time?
Okay. I think flexibility and durability comes hand in hand in this type of material because what actually makes some things durable is because it's quite flexible. Example would be actually wood. Wood is something that's very durable, but it's because it was able to be flexed and bent. Although sometimes we just cannot see it because it's just flexing for a little, just a little bit, but actually it flexes. And what happens is that the stress or the force that the material is experiencing is being converted into flexion or the action that makes it flex. So actually, um, I think we get that durability from our ability to be able to become a bit more flexible than conventional glass. And a main reason for that is the resin that we are using. So the resin that we are using is actually impact resistant as well. So yeah,